This is our daily tarot. I'm Kat. We have an opening card of the Seven of Pentacles. We have a challenge of the Magician. The way we're going to get through the challenge is the Four of Swords, and the overall outcome is the Four of Pentacles. So if you tapped in yesterday, you would realize that some of these cards look really similar, if not the exact same cards that we had yesterday, which often makes me reflect on whether or not we should be doing weekly tarot readings rather than daily tarot readings. But I did ask my dowsing rod and it said I should do them daily. So here I am. Our opening card, as I had said, is the Seven of Pentacles. So we are, again, looking at our crop, looking at the fruits of our labor. We have 1 foot in the world of responsibility and 1 foot possibly in that state of being willing to get down and dirty and make things happen. But how do we want to use our will? Are we actually feeling like we want to pluck some of that fruit, but it's not quite ripe yet? It's reminding us to be patient. And if there's something that you want to materialize this year, it brings up the question of how do you make regular efforts towards that to make sure that you have as big of a harvest as you can possibly get from your effort. So we're learning, right? We learn what works, what doesn't work. If you're a gardener, it's like, oh, I planted this pepper in a shady spot and it didn't do anything. Or I planted the pepper in a really sunny spot. Or I put the pepper in a black pot outside of the regular garden so it could get really hot, which peppers like. How do we adjust our behavior to make sure that we reap the biggest harvest from our crop? And are we patient enough to observe what works and what doesn't work and have some separation from it so we don't get overly self-critical? The challenge that we are facing today is the Magician, and the way that we're going to get through that challenge is the Four of Swords. So consider what it is that you want to create this year. What do you want to make sure happens? What is on your bucket list? And don't just sit in thought about it. Actually take action. And this is showing up today as a challenge because maybe we don't know how to take action, and that brings in this sense of, can you be open to something new coming in? Do you feel like your mind has to paint everything for you? Or can you be a conduit? Can you draw down the resources and help that you need to materialize what you are wanting to create this year? Ultimately, it's going to take budgeting our resources and taking some kind of inventory of what we have to work with. And the Four of Pentacles, it's interesting. We have two 4 cards coming in today. The Four of Pentacles is money is on the mind. It's on the mind. It's over the heart. It's under the feet. We're looking at the material question. We're looking at what we value. We look at where we want to put our time and effort and resources so that we can actually make sure that we have a harvest at the end of the year and that we also are taking action towards that which we want to create. It's such an interesting time right now because we've gone through these really 2 intense years, and it's largely because of this square that we've been feeling with Saturn and Uranus in this 90-degree relationship, and also because we've had Pluto sitting in the sign of Capricorn, creating all this transformation out in the world. And these slow-moving planets, they sit with us for a while. And in a couple of days, we're actually going to see some movement of particularly Uranus, which has been in retrograde, and it's going to start moving direct. So we're going to start seeing some forward motion when it comes to change. So if you felt like you wanted to take a step towards something, but there was like the energy wasn't working with you, Uranus will help us in that way, but it may be very disruptive in the change that it creates. But it's really important for us to remember that we are the conduit and we have all the tools. We have, a working mind, body, emotions, and will. And so we have to consider that all of these systems work together, right? And if you feel like one of them is running away with you, right? Like if the mind is running away with you and it's imprisonating you, or it's making you feel really separate and alone from people, which is what I've been seeing on social media a lot lately, we have these other systems to work with us. So it may be really useful for us to move our bodies, to do physical activity when you feel like your emotions are really wrapped up, or your mind is really imprisonating. The body will help create movement and will help get some of those toxins out of your body so that you can have a clear headspace and you can see where you can actually put your energy and effort towards something that you want to create this year. So it's all about balance, right? When we were kids, we had recess, we had lunchtime, we had a schedule. And it may be that we need to create new schedules and new routines for ourselves so that we do have life balance and that we also have an integrated, balanced system as well. And we can be in the world in our greatest light for each other and in exchange to create this new world that we're all in the process of creating. I send you a lot of love today and a good wish to get you through your day. I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Mwah.